everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're coming to you from a very crowded, very busy parking lot because I think a lot of people are afraid to bring their American spec cars because maybe they're too long or too wide. So I just want to show you a full-on European parking lot full of big old European cars that are making it work. So here we go. Okay, so from a distance I just want to show like minivan right here. We have an SUV thing type here. I'm trying to not show license plates. And then we have, let me zoom this way. We have big old cargo van, another SUV right here. We've got a cargo van right there. You've got, I don't know if you can see all the way right here with like this caravan thing. That's like a big old Jeep. So you will see a lot, like a lot of cargo vans and SUVs, and not just teeny weeny little like sedans everywhere. And cargo vans are very popular here, like for like businesses, maybe like plumbers or construction people or whatever, caterers. That one's a caterer, so like they make it work. And I've like seen even the width. I'll come and show you what some people do. Like this car, it's a short space and he just full on like took up 2 spaces. And here's our car. We pulled a little forward to not just be sticking out like that white sedan down there. Hello, they could have gone further forward. But like we fit, we're barely over that front line. And if you look, these are all European cars. It's very common to just like be over the line.
Make it his own space.
He's like diagonal.
He's in there actually.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. But like look, big old van. Another size van, that's a smaller van. Like they just make it work. They took 2 spaces and it's totally possible to drive and park and make it work.
Do you know who complains the most about the Americans?
The Americans.
The Americans are the ones that complain.
Yeah. We both drive American cars, American spec cars that have no problems with this. Not that they're not, I mean, they're just as big as some of these, but people here drive even bigger cars. No problem. He was told when we first we're thinking about bringing our cars, not bringing our cars. He was told like, no, don't bring your car. He had a certain type, and like it'll get destroyed and blah blah blah. So he sold his car that he loved and bought the Subaru. And how much do you regret it?
100%.
100% regret it. All right, same story, different day. And I wanted to show you a little bit more around not only my house, but also some of the surrounding areas, some of the tight roads, some of the highways, just kind of a full scope here of what we're looking at some of these European roads and if your car is going to be okay. So I'm going to show you here at my house, my van, which is a much lower profile, lower to the ground, whatever you want to call it, than my husband's Subaru. So let me go ahead and turn you around so we can look at that. Here's my van. I have very low profile wheels, and I'm also much closer to the ground. If you take a look here, I am maybe 6 inches off the ground. It is not a lot of height. Have I ever had a bad driving experience? Sure. There's like one cobblestone road that is approximately 5 miles, I think, long, or 7 kilometers, something. It's significant. It was a rough road. While I don't mind some cobblestone, again, because I have low profile, it makes it more bumpy than being in my husband's car. As for potholes being a problem or poor road conditions in general, I just want to say that I've only bottomed out once ever. That was on a back road that was a farming road that I thought I knew better than my GPS, and I took it instead of listening. The road itself had the big hump in the middle because the tractor's giant wheels had actually like sunken down the sides, which is why I had bottomed out on that road. I wanted to show you here. This is where I live, out by all of the farms, kind of in the middle of nowhere, but also off of a major road. They very recently redid and filled potholes, which is nice. Honestly, a lot of the worst parts were right here by me. There's a couple more bumps down there on that curve, but that's about it. And if you're looking at it, it does feel very narrow. Like maybe you can't fit 2 cars on this road. I can tell you, people pass each other all of the time. If you get an area of the road where it's narrow, there are driveways, or there's also kind of turnouts like right here at the end of mine, where people pull over and you just simply pass them. People can come over to these sides as well and come over. This is almost 3 feet from the road to the ditch. Now, can you fall into a ditch? Yes, you can fall into a ditch. I fell into a ditch once because the grass was so tall. I didn't realize how close the ditch was. However, that being said, not everywhere on the side of the road is a ditch. It may just be flat. So you pull over into the grass. If you see a car coming, you pull over when it's convenient for you, when it's convenient for them, and then you pass each other. If I see a car coming, I simply just stop if I can, let them pass me. A lot of other driving situations, if you've watched any of our other videos, you'll see that when we go into big towns, even here in Mons, we really typically do park in parking garages. They're convenient, they're secure, they're relatively cheap here. Not everywhere, but here in Belgium. We've definitely seen our fair share of very expensive parking garages, and you cringe. The other thing is, if you're too big for a parking garage, yes, you may have to find street parking, and yes, it may be a little bit challenging if you're in a very huge vehicle, but every single Belgian in a box truck or a big SUV or a regular truck, they have the same challenges. It isn't only American cars that are difficult to drive here. If you're in an area where the spaces are tight, that's simply all there is to it. Some of the tightest parking that I've seen is actually on shape, which I don't even understand why. And it's like these it's these extreme angles, and they're very close together. So it's just this wonky parking lot at the medical center. And if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's just completely awkward. And again, it's awkward for everybody. Whether your car is an American spec car or not, that's really the issue there. So, should you bring your car? I think it's a lot easier. We debated, we went through all the pros and cons. We did have the one little scare where the guy told us not to bring my husband's. It was too low to the ground. It was going to get destroyed. Honestly, my husband had a Mazda 3 hatchback. It was the same, maybe an inch shorter than mine. So it was that same distance to the ground. And had he brought it, which was like this super cool man car, it's very unlikely that it would have been extremely damaged, if at all. He regrets it so much because for what he drives it for and where he goes, honestly, the roads, I think it's the jokes. The jokes about the potholes are worse than the potholes themselves. Do I see them? Sure. 95 to 99% of the time I can avoid them by going around, by taking a shoulder. People here utilize sidewalks and shoulders for driving a lot more than you'd think. So it's, if anything, it's just different. It's not that you shouldn't bring your American car. So if you have any questions, comment below. If you want to share your experiences, comment below and let people know if you've had good luck with your American car here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!